2009 Nissan Altima 4-cylinder. So customer complaint was no start. Wasn't really gonna make a video for this. Plenty of videos how to change the starter on these engines, but when I got here, the customer said that she had a battery drain issue and wasn't really sure if it was a starter. She already got her starter, and just to confirm, I'm going to do a power probe test, and that is my main reason for this video, to show how I usually test electrical components, especially starters, to confirm if they're bad or not. This is just strictly to help somebody, and hopefully y'all go out and spend more money on tools, because tools make jobs easier. Shout out to my homie Darius Rory. I bought a power probe a long time ago when I didn't have money to spend on tools. He told me, man, just buy it, you're gonna need it. One of the best things I've ever did. So invest in yourselves, invest in your tools. All right, so let's show what happens. All right, key in and accept it. Foot on the brake, nothing, no click, no nothing. All right, so if you have a no start issue, no click, you don't really know what's going on, first you want to check your battery voltage, which I already did with my voltmeter. But if you invest in a power probe, it'll tell you your voltage drop on your battery, or your battery voltage. So what I'm gonna use, if you zoom in, you can see how I can deliver battery voltage, or I can ground whatever I need. Also have a grounding strap here if I need to activate a switch or what have you. For this test, what you're gonna do is you're gonna find your starter, which is down here. Back up. All right, it's not the easiest, but this is our solenoid, and that down there is our starter motor. All right, so if you look right where I'm pointing, you see your electrical connections. The smaller one is the ignition feed. So when you press the button inside, it energizes the small line, which delivers battery voltage to your cable to turn the starter motor over. So I'm going to deliver 12 volts and bypass the ignition switch to see if it'll start. So we do have a ground, that's good. Gotta start. So if I was to leave this key inside, leave it in the on position, leave the door open, make sure it's in park or neutral, which it wouldn't crank if it wasn't anyway. But let's try this again and see if it starts up. Running back because I got the mass airflow off. I'll hook it back up, we'll see how it goes. All right, so that goes to show that we don't have a starter issue. We don't have a battery issue. This is an ignition switch issue. So to confirm that, there's probably better ways to do this, but I'm a speed kind of guy. I used to work in flat rate shops, dealerships. Speed is everything. Whatever way you got to do it to figure it out. I don't know if y'all can hear that sound. Probably can't. But what I'm doing is, I can hear that sound. It lets me know I'm grounded. And when I hit this ignition button, it should get 12 volts or battery voltage. If it does not, if I don't hear my sound or my pitch change, I have I've been a one-man gang here and figured out how to do this without, two people. So we're going to try and start it. I'm listening. And now it's working. That's crazy. I don't know what that was. Let's see. Okay, so we cleared the codes out, had a mass airflow code and an idle air control code. Now, no issue starting. Starter sounds fine. The vehicle itself sounds fine. So, customer brought me here because she had a starting issue. I clearly saw the starting issue. After I delivered my own power from the power probe to the starter, now the starter is activated. So what does this mean? What happened? Well, I hypothesized either there was corrosion on the ignition connection, and when I deliver power, maybe that caused it to make a connection. Hypothesis 2 is the gears were maybe in a position of where they didn't want to turn, and me delivering power or hitting it a little bit, maybe that got the gears on the flywheel and the starter to where they caught. Third hypothesis, maybe it was just a bad starter and it got scared because someone's coming to fix it, and I'm like, oh, let me get right, and start working. So what I'm doing is I'm going to let the customer know what I've diagnosed. Really didn't even charge them for this diagnosis, but I didn't want to change a part that didn't need to be changed. They brought me over here just to put a starter, and they had someone else diagnose it. So if for me and my family, I would still replace the starter, simply because the starter is old. It's an 09, it's an original part, and me replacing this starter would allow me to clean those contacts and points on the terminals. So whether it's the terminals that was bad, or the connection point, or corrosion, or whether it was the starter itself that was bad, both of those would get fixed by replacing the starter. She probably could get by with this one for a little bit, but for how long? So I'm sure you already know how to do a starter job on this, so there's plenty of videos, but this diagnosis and random crazy happening, I'm kind of glad I recorded it, because electrical circuits are wild, but I love electricity, electrical stuff. Anyways, Dr. J's Automotive, thanks for watching. All right, the customer did agree to go ahead with the starter job. This in here was just doing too much for me, so I went ahead and took the battery tray out. I don't know if y'all can see. I'm gonna get a better shot, I promise. I know I'm upside down. Sorry, guys. Gosh, I'm still working on this camera stuff, but what we're looking at is this touch of corrosion that's on. All right, here we go. Not the most, but corrosion yet and still, which kind of defends my first hypothesis of I lost my bearings, where my finger at. All right, here we go. Defending my hypothesis that corrosion might have caused this issue. I'm gonna take it off and get a better look. All right, so I don't have I got a 16. It's in the truck. I just don't feel like getting it out. 5/8 is a good conversion, though. Let's see if I can get you a look at how it fits. This car is just wild. I'm twisting it, and it's very snug, so you can feel good about it. All right, both starters out. Decent amount of corrosion. Really glad the customer agreed to go ahead and swap this one out. As you can see, original Nissan part. This vehicle has been up north or around the beach with the rust. Everything's backwards from that. I went down and through to get to my 16 mils or 5/8. I did use the wobble swivel combination to get everything out. Not a hard job. Hope that diagnosis helps someone. Stay safe. Promise this is the last video. New starters in. As I'm putting everything back together, get a look at the ground strap. Looks terrible. So also going to recommend that the customer replace their ground strap, ground cable, and you know, try to take care of their car whenever they're around or in areas with salt.